Hi, I'm Charlie from Go Outdoors, and today we're going to talk about how to pack and fit a rucksack. Getting both of those right is really important to making sure you stay comfortable and safe when you're out in the outdoors. So the first thing we're going to look at is how to pack a rucksack. If you pack things well, it'll make sure that your back doesn't get strained, or you might get unweighted if you get unbalanced. What I've done here is I've pre-packed things, and I've put in the heavy stuff at the bottom, and I've also put the heavy stuff closer to my back, which means that I take more of the weight on my hips and less of it kind of pulling me backwards. I've also packed out the rest of the rucksack with jackets and lighter bits of equipment that will fill things out but not cause as much strain because they're much lighter. So, now that we know how to pack a rucksack, it's really important to look at fitting a rucksack. Now this rucksack has an adjustable back system. This back system will move, and you can move it around to fit your shape. To measure the back system, you want to make sure that this shoulder strap and this hip pad is the same distance between your hip pad and your shoulder. So this bit unvelcros, and you can move the strap from this top one lower down to match to your frame. Once you do that, you can start setting up for a great fit from a rucksack. And this loop I'm holding onto here, it's a great hold loop. Proper way is you pick the rucksack up off the ground, rest it on your hip, and then put one arm through and swing it onto your back. That means that you avoid any kind of strain on both yourself or the rucksack. So now that we've got the rucksack on, what we want to do is start from the bottom up. We want to make sure that the hip belt is over the hips and the pads are touching the hips right in the center. And once we do up the middle strap, we want to pull this tight. We want to make sure that that still stays on the hips and it takes most of the weight. You don't want to have too much pressure on your stomach so you can't breathe, but you do want to make sure it's tight enough that it takes most of the weight on the rucksack. The next step is looking at the shoulder straps. You want to pull these down. You want to pull these down so again, they're nice and secure, but not overly tight. Then looking at the chest strap, which adds a little bit of stability to the rucksack. You want to close that and then pull this so it is, again, taut, but there's still space in this loop. This loop has an elastic band behind it, and that allows for the stretch. So if you're moving around and you're kind of jumping down, that absorbs any of the movement and you don't get any pressure on your shoulder blades. You also want to line up this chest strap in line with your actual shoulders, okay? Now that you've done that, you've got these top tensioners. You can probably see the rucksack is leaning back a little bit from my back. And these top straps right here will help to pull that rucksack closer to my shoulders and make sure that the rucksack stays nice and tight and centered so the weight is on my hips and it's not pulling back on my shoulder blades. So you can probably see it fits really well right now. Also, when you get a good fitting rucksack, you can move around, and this time that means that when you're out in the outdoors, it's going to stay nice and comfortable. So, now that you learned how to pack your rucksack well and fit it well, you'll enjoy your time in the outdoors. If you got any questions, pop into one of our stores and talk to one of our knowledgeable colleagues, or go onto our website. I hope you enjoy your time outside, and cheers for watching. Thanks.